Hey, so we all know how difficult recovery can be, and we have our motivations. We're trying, and we know that it's good for us, but sometimes it's hard to realize, as difficult as recovery is it worth it? And there are times where you're gonna think it's absolutely not, and that's not true. But the way that I would go around that is thinking, I'm gonna recover now, recover fully. I have a really long life ahead of me, and I can go back to anorexia if I want. You're not gonna want to because recovery is wonderful, but that helped me get through that little lump. But also to get you through that lump is thinking about the good. And the good is so good. Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. It's like your reality is augmented. You have been living in this hell that's cold and dark and has no hope for however long you've had this eating disorder. And even if it's just a matter of weeks or months, it's still miserable and it becomes your everyday and you don't remember. It's really hard to remember what life used to be. Sure, you remember that time that you were able to have that chocolate chip muffin, but that is no more. And you have all of the reasons in your head why it is no more. But I'm telling you, it is. You can have that. And it's not that the chocolate muffin is the best. That is just a subset of life. And life is great when you're not sick. So let's talk about that. All of your relationships are so much more meaningful. You're able to relate so much more. You're able to listen. So it's not just that you don't drive people crazy because you eat lettuce. You are connected with them because you are sharing a human experience that is in terms of them. It's not something that you're living totally different lives, because when you are sick, it is a totally different life and you can't see it. You think that you're living the same life, but you're living in hell. Like, that's not life. So your relationships are better because you can listen, because you can communicate, and because you're euphoric. Okay, when you start recovery, it is like your world is opening up. It's like you're a toddler learning how to walk again. It's amazing. Like, oh, it's so great. There's so many emotions and experiences that are not any way achievable when you're sick. It is all dulled and dimmed and dark, and then you wake up and you start to recover and you're like, freaking crap, this is all around me. And you feel lied to because it's just so intense. So yes, relationships, life, your life is opened. And we can talk about the more vain things too. Like, your body's changing constantly, but when you recover, you finally get to choose how you dress and what you look like. And for me, it's totally different. Like, I wear dresses and skirts all the freaking time because I like it. And it was cool. Like, go to Goodwill, get some good clothes that actually fit your body, that looks normal. Because when you're sick, you have two options. You can revel in your sickness and show off your bones and then have people say stuff and concern them. Or you can just cover up. Because I had to cover up with my mom because I didn't want her seeing my bones. I couldn't even hug her because that would upset her, and I didn't want her to upset her because that would mean talking about food. So I wanted to hug her because I desperately wanted and craved affection, but I couldn't because I didn't want her to feel my bones and be sad. Now I just hug her. And I don't have to, like, bundle up. Yeah, I'm not cold. Like, I am cold because I'm always cold. But that's a different kind of cold than anorexia cold. When you're anorexia cold, you have to cover up because you're cold, and also because you're freaking bones, and you don't want people to see it and comment because that would mean maybe they forced you to eat a burger. Also, you get to go eat out. Do you know how many times I've been out to eat? Like, cookout runs, milkshakes. Oh, it's so fun, and it's a bonding experience. Like, it's when you first meet someone, when you go on a date, when you do all these things, you go food. You don't go exercise. And that would throw me off, even doing something, breaking a routine. Breaking routines? That's fun to an extent. But it's fun. It is so much discovery and recovery. It is so much torment and recovery, but it's so much discovery. And the discovery breeds happiness because you're just figuring out who you are and how you make yourself happy. Things I've learned is I like reading, which is new. I'm reading Animal Farm right now. I like dresses and skirts. I am very weird in my music taste, but I love it. And I freaking adore people, and I want to be around them all the time. And I like being funny, and I like being goofy, and I'm unapologetic in that way. So, when you are in the dark, either with your eating disorder or your recovery, things will get better. If you go into recovery, it is so hard and you're fighting really hard, but at the same time, you're also getting so many rewards. So, you have two sides of you, anorexia and you, and in recovery, the you is going up while the anorexia is going down, or whatever eating disorder you have. So therefore, you get to discover who you are without anorexia, which is really great. Even though it's a fighting battle right there. That is a fighting, but it's also a winning and achieving. When you're in the dark of an eating disorder, I feel so sorry for you. You really think that you're living a life, but you're so not, and recovery shows you that, and after recovery shows you that, and it's like, I can't believe I had those blinders on. Life is bright. Life is hard, but life is bright. You find people that can help that brightness, and you can't really have those honest relationships when you're sick and alone. So, just for that, recovery's worth it. But there are so many other little things, like dresses and books and music, that also make it worth it. So, I hope this is encouraging, and I hope you liked it. And if you have any questions or need encouragement, I'm always here for you. Even if I'm not posting, but I'll post eventually. Alright, I'll see you. Bye.